Hello YouTube, this is Dylan. This is my first attempt at a video log, and what I'd like to do is keep a log of my gardening experience as well as my beer making experiences. I will be trying to marry the two together with making hops and introducing those into my own beers, as well as maybe my own barley malt. I don't know. That probably won't be this year though. I have just ordered a bunch of seeds on Amazon, and I will be logging um, my seed, everything from seed to plate, hopefully. Um, Editing is going to be an issue. I've never edited before, so bear with me in the first few videos while I get my handle on things. Um, My ground hasn't been used for gardening before. We just moved to this house and bought it from the original owner, who bought it in 1965 when it was first developed. Before that, it was raw land. So I don't know what I'm going to be getting into when it comes to soil. I'll break soil and test it and condition it and see how it goes. I'll be primarily gardening in my backyard and possibly fruit trees or some shrubs, berry shrubs in the front yard. But the biggest issue I think I'm going to have is we have a slope in our backyard. It's pretty steep. I'd like to terrace it eventually, but right now I'm just going to try to cut ground and see how it goes if the slope isn't too steep to garden on. This year I won't be doing any raised beds just because of money, financial considerations. But eventually we'd like to be having raised beds and terraced. This is my backyard. You can see the angle of the slope there. It's pretty steep. So I think I'm going to have to do I'll do a thin row all the way across, rather than I wanted to do a 4-foot wide section, but I think what I'll do is I'll do like maybe just a single row across, and then maybe a second row under that this year. There's some tree stumps there. They are pretty rotted, so they've come up pretty easily, the ones that I've tried to get out. But as you can see, it's pretty slopey. I'd like to keep the flat part of my yard for play area. But up over here, around here, where that bush is, I'm going to have my hops garden just coming this way, down towards the slope. And I have 9 plants coming, or rhizomes coming. I'm going to get those planted hopefully next week. And the vegetable garden will just go right along the slope. I have a couple breaks coming down through here and here for access to the rest of the yard, which is still pretty substantial. I thought about gardening in this area here in the back of the yard, but as you can see, it's already got quite a bit of shade in it. And in the afternoon, in the summertime, there's a lot of foliage back here that would block sunlight. So I don't believe that's going to be the best area. Maybe for some shaded plants down here. There's a lot of plantings of, I don't know what this stuff is, along my back fence. But my wife believes that at least one of them is a raspberry bush. Possibly that big growth there. And I have some shrubs up along that fence line on both sides. I don't know what they produce. There is a red berry on them. It doesn't look edible, but it might be. But either way, I'd like to do right along this fence line. I'd like to do some berry bushes, and I'd like to have all the plants have some kind of purpose, whether it be medicinal or edible. I like to have nuts and fruit trees in the side of the house, in front of the house, but that's all phase 2 and 3 of my garden plan. the city doesn't want me to have backyard chickens, and I've called about rabbits, and they said they didn't want any animals that was not considered a normal pet. So I don't really know what that's going to mean. My biggest barrier to having rabbits, though, I think, is my kid believing they're so cute and he's too cute to eat. He said, I don't have any problem with chickens, but he didn't want to do rabbits. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. Right now you can see it's really undeveloped. It's kind of a sterile suburban yard. But we're going to get on top of that this week. There you go.